What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Morning Brew podcast. In today's episode, I sit down with my new friend Lizzie. If you are a fellow fan of the band The Struts, you may know her online as Lizzie Sunshine. I get to interview her today, and we talk about the Struts, what they mean to us, some of our favorite songs. If you're going to their upcoming tour, I would love to know in the comments which stop you're going to. But without further ado, let's get to know Lizzie. Hey Lizzie, how's it going?
Hey, it's going good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for joining me.
Yes, of course.
I'm so excited. I see a lot about you, and so I'm very excited that we are friends now, and I'm excited to chat with you.
Yes, me too.
All right, so I'd love to get to know you a little bit more. So I'm going to start with, the basics. How old are you? Where are you from? Tell me a little about yourself.
So, I'm actually turning 35 tomorrow.
That's right. Happy early birthday.
Yes. So, I'm turning 35 tomorrow. I live in Delaware. And I actually live about 20 minutes away from where I see the Struts a lot.
Okay.
It's at a small concert venue. It's called Bottle and Cork. So, I'm about 20 minutes away from there. I work in a hospital. I am an EVS technician, so what I do is I help clean the rooms, and I also make sure patients are comfortable, and I help the nurses and the doctors with whatever they may need, within reason, of course. I am also an autism advocate. I happen to be a woman on the spectrum. I was diagnosed when I was about 3 years old, and, ever since then, been through ups and downs, and one of the reasons they call me Lizzie Sunshine is because the sun is a symbol to me of, strength and brightness, and it's just stuck with me.
I love that.
Yes.
That's great. How is it working in the hospital?
So it's pretty good. It can get intense at times, but I mean, as you know, a hospital, it's not, always calm, because what it is my hospital is a little smaller than a main hospital. We're like a stand-in emergency room.
Okay.
So if a patient needs more care, we'll transfer them. Or if you just have a sickness, we just send you home. But if it was something more serious, then we send you to another hospital or another place that can help you even more. We're just kind of we're there to help. If you get sick at home or something like that, we kind of help you get stabilized, and then we either send you on your way home with medicine, or we send you to the right people that can really help you. Yeah. But no, work in the hospital is really good. I have a very supportive team. I really get along with my my area is the emergency room, so I really click with everybody in there, and then along with everybody else in the other departments, I really get along with great as well. So it's a very rewarding job.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, knowing you just for the short amount of time, I'm already, certain that you bring smiles to the patients' faces, I'm sure.
I definitely try, because I know, we have this program called Love Notes, and I know not everybody gets it's an abbreviation for living our values every day.
Okay.
And it's the BB values. That's where I work. We have this value program, and if you're caught being good, someone writes you a note. And I know in some departments, not everybody gets them, so I make sure, I recognize everybody in the hospital.
Aww.
Even the ones that are, behind the scenes. Because, I mean, without people, say, in the lab, or, in, registration, or in, the pharmacy, just because you can't see them does not mean they're not there.
Right, absolutely. They deserve the recognition.
I'm big on recognizing everybody, because everybody at that hospital works very, very hard.
Oh, I love that. And you mentioned you do like advocacy and awareness for autism. Tell me a little bit more about that.
So I'm a self-advocate. So I mean, I'm not in an organization or anything. I just kind of self-advocate. So what I do is I listen to other advocates' stories, whether or if it's a parent that has a child with autism. I also volunteer, to go on podcasts or, social media, to use social media in a good way to share my story. And I'm very big on, if you've met somebody with autism, you've met one person on the spectrum, because it's a huge spectrum. It's like a never ending. So, not everybody that has autism is the same person. So I really take the time to listen to everybody's story. And, some people are like, oh, my autism is a gift, and others think, no, this is a nightmare. So I really respect why, like, some people may not look at autism in a positive light, because it can be, challenging, because, you're trying to live in today's society. You think one way, they think another way, and sometimes they clash,
Yeah.
And fortunately, with having, a different ability, because I don't want to say disability, because,
right.
They're not disabled. They are fully capable of, bringing something to the table of life, I should say. And that's the one thing I'm big on, is I'm trying to show society, people with autism, depression, anxiety, cerebral palsy, any kind of issue or challenge that people have in life. We're still out at the end of the day. We're all still human, and that's what I'm trying to teach. And if somebody with nonverbal autism, I mean, that can be very challenging for a family, because they don't know what the person needs. They don't know what they want. They become, people don't understand. So with me, I'm definitely trying to help other people, saying, I hear you, and I see you, and I know it's very frustrating. So just being kind of like that light in the autism community, saying, like, I understand everybody's story.
Yeah, that's great, because I feel like in a lot of cases, a lot of people just want to be heard and felt like they're understood, and I feel like a lot of the times it can be either overlooked or pushed to the side, so I'm sure that's very much appreciated.
Yes. And the other thing that I am at the hospital I'm at, I'm in this program called Trauma Guides.
Okay.
So I'm part of a group of people that help other people. It's pretty much, you let them vent, and you get them to resources that will be able to help them. And especially if they're, like, feeling suicidal, or they're really extremely depressed, or they're anxious, our group, the Trauma Guides, and we get, like, a badge. So, and at my department, or at my hospital, it's me and one other person. And if somebody comes up and says, I'm in trouble, I can help them by getting them to the proper help that they may need.
That's great.
Yes. So I really have heard a lot of stories, and one of my keys is just really listening until they're really finished before interjecting, or before asking questions. Like, I really have gotten to sit and listen to people rather than judging, and I mean, I've never been judgmental, but now that as I'm getting older, I'm just, the key thing in a difficult situation is to just listen, because everyone's heard the I'm sorry, oh, it's going to be okay, oh, that is kind of, in a way, it's kind of empty. It's fake positivity.
Right.
And when people, come up to me and they're like, I'm just so angry, like, today's not my day. Like, they don't want to hear, oh, try to be positive.
It's a little bit invalidating.
Yes. Or if they're having an anxiety-ridden day, oh, just take a deep breath. Like, if it were that easy, believe me, we would all be doing it, and there would be no anxiety medication. There would be no.
We would not be in this situation if it was that easy.
The thing is, like, if people with depression were to come up to me and tell me their story, and they call me and they go, "Hey, I got up today, brushed my teeth, and I'm sitting on the couch watching TV." Well, that's a bit like it's little steps. We don't want to rush them. Like, say, like, if someone's having a really bad day with depression or anxiety and they're stuck in bed, like, you can't just lug them out of bed. Like, you have to let them, listen to what they have to say. Even if you really care about the person, even if they haven't showered for days on end, you're not going to sit there and judge them. Instead, if they call you and say, hey, thank you for listening to me. I've gotten up, I've taken a shower, I've brushed. Instead of going, well, it's about time. Instead, you want to go, good for you.
Right, that's great.
And if that's all they do, then that's a baby step. You have to take the baby steps.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's great. I like that you do that.
Yes, I do. Lots of patience. I have a lot of patience.
I love that. That's something I'm working on.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, especially with COVID happening, because everyone's patience was wearing thin on COVID. Like, we were all stuck in the house. Where when is this going to end? When am I going to be able to go outside? Like, just take baby steps with it. Like, everybody has been flipped upside down the last couple years. Like, our stories may be different, but we've all have something in common, and we've all gone through a huge global thing that really, turned the world upside down.
Yeah, it's that shared experience, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. So you and we met through the Struts.
Yes.
Is this safe to say that is our favorite band?
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely. I actually have an entire bench dedicated to them. And Luke actually made me a guitar.
I love it.
Yes, he made me a sun. It was so what with the guitar. He was like, what notes do you want to give to me? Me and him. So first of all, me and him are very close. Like, he follows me, I follow him. We met in 2018. We became really good buddies, especially during COVID when I don't know if you remember the show, the quarantine radio show he had.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a guest on his show, not once, but twice. And he, I started, was talking to him, and I was like showing him my sunroom because my room is sun themed. Because it's just again, it's a symbol, It's a symbol of strength and brightness, and who doesn't love the sunshine day?
Are you right?
So we got close, and when he came to me like about this guitar, he's like, "What do you want me to do with it? Like, do you have notes? Do you have what you want?" I gave him full free range. I said, "Surprise me," and he was like, "Are you serious?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yes, surprise me." And he kept saying, "Are you sure?" Like, I said, "Yes, surprise me. I want you to do your own thing." And I think it was really, and I said, "Luke, I've known you for almost like 5-6 years now." And I said, I trust you, man. Like, I know you've got this. And, instead of doing, just a big round sun, he did like a sunrise. So he has the clouds, he has the sky. And when I opened it up, I couldn't believe it. And I was like, I knew he would put his creative juices and do something totally different from like, like the typical sun,
Right.
he did a sunrise, and it's a very special thing to me. Like, I tell him all the time, if my house starts burning down, I'm not grabbing I'm not grabbing I'm grabbing that guitar and I'm running out. And he leaves. He's like, because he calls me Lizzie. He's like, but Lizzie, you need this. I'm like, no.
Nuh-uh.
That guitar is coming with me. And he always goes, I would make you another one. I'm like, no.
You want the original.
That one. But yes, and then as I've gotten to know Luke, I've gotten to know the others as well. In fact, I not too long ago, I got to talk to Adam through intro, and one of the sweetest men I've ever met in my life. So comfortable to talk to, such a talent. With his guitar and and just so humble. And then you have Jed. Same thing, just kindness and appreciation. And then I have Geth. See, they all know me they all have made me feel special in some kind of way. So I don't know if you saw my video, but Geth made me, he does those the drum cymbal necklaces. So I recently just got one, and it has a heart with an L. So I turned it around, and he drew they call me Lizzie Sunshine, that he drew a sun behind my heart. And I kind of lost it.
He knows.
Yes, I was like, oh my gosh. Because I just kept teasing him, saying, make sure you put some extra love in my necklace. And when I turn that thing around, it's just, with them, it's just little things that really do add up. Like, him doing that, that just shows, I care about you. I know who you are. And he, I was never a huge fan of necklaces. I wear that thing almost every day now, because for him to do that and to add the little sun in my necklace, that's something so sweet. And then with Jed, I got a jersey from him on his Depop, and he wrote me a little note that said, "Dear Lizzie, keep smiling. Love, Jed." And then
that's so
Adam,
cute.
Yeah, and then when they were in Dewey the last time, it was 2022. Adam, he literally, when they were done a song, he literally walked over to me and gave me his guitar pick. And Luke's gave me a set list, and then it was so funny. Yes, he had a drumstick and a crumpled up piece of paper, and he kept telling me, which one do you want? And I kept pointing to the drumstick, and he finally went, okay, and gave me the drumstick. And he gave this. So this was in 2022. You really couldn't give hugs out, and they really couldn't hang outside the bus. COVID was still kind of there, but it was kind of ending. So, but he did sneak in. When he gave me the drumstick, he literally took my hand and gave it a big kiss. So I was like, okay, they're all just so caring and so kind and so sweet. And this is a band that's going to stick with me forever, pretty much. And I know you probably feel the same way.
Oh, absolutely. They're so thoughtful.
Yes, they're very special, and they know that not everyone can afford a meet and greet. So for them to come out after the show, if they can, that's not guaranteed, because they're tired or they may not feel good at that kind of thing. But they try and make the 100% effort to come out after a show to say hello to everybody, because they know, okay, not everyone can afford a meet and greet, so, but we still want to say hello, that kind of thing. And And I remember Luke even saying, he likes meet and greets, but he's like, it shouldn't cost money to say hello. Like,
Yeah.
and I really like that. And there are people who are struggling, financially right now. And so that maybe be able can afford the concert show, but not like a meet and greet. And they know that. And the fact that they take the time and effort going like, okay, let's go there's a good crowd out there. Let's go say hi. Like that to me, shows they're down to earth people. And they have a really big heart.
Yeah, they seem also very, very appreciative and very, like, knowledgeable for, like, the fame that they have, and they definitely don't take it for granted at all, and I think that's something that you don't come across as much these days,
Yeah.
You get a lot of, like, sign an autograph and then, like, push them away, go to the next person, and they're so not like that.
They like hearing people's stories. They want to hear how they've made an impact on people. And at my Greek this year, I'm going, there was time, this past April, it was a little bit of a rough, I didn't cry a whole lot, but, it was kind of stressful. I kept listening to the song I Run.
Mm-hmm.
I deal with some pain, unfortunately, people kind of suck. But I kept listening to that song, and it just like next to could have been me. Like that song really meant a lot to me, and just message of not giving up and just keep going. Like that, it's really inspired me and really has me it's like kind of like in my head, if I feel like giving up, nope, I'm not running, nope. Like it's had a very big positive impact on me, and it means a lot to me, and I let them know like that how much that song to me.
Yeah,
I'm really thankful for it because it's a song I think I should listen to, and I think if they're down or they're having a rough day, like that's a song to listen because it will inspire you.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've seen so many people post different stories about that song, and I think it's so cool because I have a similar story, in the sense of being in a down patch, like a breakup, having, like cat pass away, and the whole time thinking like, I won't run, I'm gonna keep going. And especially because at the shows, Luke does his little like speech before about how it also relates to them. I think that's super unique and cool.
And it's so funny because, I remember Luke and Adam especially, they've all kind of opened up about mental health. And I think you see a whole lot with musicians so open about their mental health, especially when they're in the spotlight. I mean, you hear about it you kind of heard history after it all happened.
Right.
But with the Struts, they're open about it. I remember Luke saying, I hate this. This is awful. I want to be able to say hello without a mask. But I get it. But it really, I'm sure as a band, it really took kind of a toll on them. I don't feel like we're acting to us, but at the same time, it wasn't the same. They want to be able to talk face to face, have a conversation, that kind of thing. Give a handshake, doing something, because for me and greet fan experience means a lot to them. And when you take that away, you can tell it breaks their hearts because they're just especially in the years of 2021 and 2022, I'm sure they wanted to come out and say hello to everybody. That kind after a show, and you can't walk around or say hello to anybody. I think they said somebody would go and get their food back and to stay on, like, that's not hard. They want to walk around and say hello, and as they should, because they're special to a lot of people. And, I like how the guys are on mental health. Like, I've heard Adam, tell a story about how he still has anxiety. Mm-hmm. Even his girlfriend, Kelsey Carter, has anxiety. That kind of thing. Like, it's guts to share that. For them to share that means a lot to me, and it means a lot to other people.
Yeah, it's also just such a relatable thing, I feel like it's so rare to meet someone who doesn't have some form of, like, mental illness in today's day and age. So it's very relatable and good to know that they understand.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's why a lot of their fan base, the page, growing and growing and growing, because they are a relatable band. Like, the other thing too is, like, they're unique own way. They're not like another rock band out there. They have, like, a little pizzazz to them. But, and it just makes it makes them so special. And, like, we're just lucky to have them. And for them to go down to earth as well. Like, you don't see that a whole lot. Like, like you said, a musician, pass along. But they stop, they talk to you, then, like, they give you the time of day. That is really nice that they do that.
Yeah, it's super special. I think they're truly, we are lucky to have them.
Yes. And they're very talented as well. All four of them, I'm very proud of all four of them. You have Jed with his podcast. You have Adam with his guitar playing, and him and Lizzie doing their thing. And, have Geth, his jewelry making, and his drumming, and then Luke, who is doing a solo album. He's doing, his art. Like, I mean, they each have something special that they bring to this table of life that we have. And, they make me proud every day. They work hard, and they don't give up even when the going gets tough. They don't run. They keep going. Yeah. For them to remember me means a lot. There's a lot of singers out there who don't remember fans or people, that a lot of them remember us. It means a lot.
Yeah, that was going to be actually one of my follow-up questions was, how does it make you feel to have them not only know you by name, but, like, recognize your face whenever you see them?
I love a lot of singers and a lot of, like, actresses and actors, but for musician-wise, the Struts are up there. Like, they're my number one go-to, because we have such a bond, all four of them. For them to know me, it's an honor, too. For them to recognize me, to know me, to say kind words to me. Every time I go to a meet and greet, they're always so excited to see me. And actually, last I went to Philly show with a friend, and I'll tell you what, there were so many people that came running up to me. I say about 20, because of these guys. They know who I am. They're like, "Are you Sunshine? Are you Lizzie?" And it's like, wow, these guys have really let my name go out. No, hey, here's Lizzie's son. She's ours, and she's really special. They make me feel special, and it's very humbling, and it's a privilege. And then for Kelsey Carter to know who Adam's girlfriend, as well for her to know I am, have to give her a shout out. That's my goal. As along Struts, because I mean she's so talented. Well, I was first listening to the Struts. I saw who Adam was, and I was like, "Oh, who's that?" And I started listening to her music. I went, "Oh, I just found another singer." So it's like I got the price of one. So, you know, for all of them to like recognize me and know me, oh Lizzie, hi Lizzie, that kind of thing. It's warming and it's very humbling, and it's just, it means a lot to me. It means a lot.
Yeah, that's great. What are you looking forward to the most for this upcoming tour?
I'm really hoping they won't run. I listen to it like every day just because for like it's a very motivational song. It almost reminds you are somebody, and if you're having a tough time, just don't run, take the baby steps, getting yourself back into gear and, not giving up, because, there are going to be, and I'm sure the guys know, there are negative people out there who try to bring you.
Oh, totally.
But I'm really hoping for this tour, they sing that. And just overall, again, I have an outfit planned.
Me too.
I'm very excited to be with it. So, have sunshine strut shoes that I have. And then I have a Lizzie Sunshine Strutter shirt.
Oh.
And then a lady made me a cape.
That's so awesome.
Lizzie Sunshine Strutter and that. And I'm very excited to share. But yeah, I just overall just bring some sunshine to the show and let the guys know how much they mean to me and how much that song means to me. And just overall having a good time with some very good friends of mine who mean the world, who've been there since day one, and, having people like that. And I'm very excited for their opening act.
Yeah, Barnes Courtney.
Yeah, I've heard very good things about him.
Me too.
I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited to hear him, because everybody was like, oh, I know who that is. I'm like, okay. But last year, Max Saturn, I really enjoyed.
They were so good.
Yes, they were very, very, very talented. And I love Nick and the Underground Thieves. So, again, the Struts have opened a lot of doors for me as well, to Nick Perry, Barnes Courtney, and Max Saturn. Music is a gift for me, because it speaks to my heart, and just music is one of the best, one of your things ever.
Yeah, music is like free therapy in a way. It's very
it's yes,
cathartic, therapeutic, emotional.
Yes. And with the Struts, there's a song out there for everybody.
Totally.
But, when you talk to them, when you listen to their songs, you're like, oh, this is my song. Oh, this is my song too. There's something for there's just something for every situation, and that's what the world needs, is something people can relate to. Like the Struts, they're very special, and I just hope more people hear, because if they're not, they're really missing out.
Yeah. On the very off chance that the guys end up listening to this podcast, do you have a message that you would like to share with them?
So my message to the guys is just keep being yourselves. You read the comments, that sometimes go, oh, I wish they would go back the old way. I wish they would do this. My message, guys, is just keep being yourselves. Keep going on doing your adventures. Again, Adam, keep doing your thing on guitar. Jed, keep doing your podcast and, on bass. Geth with your jewelry. Luke, again, just your art, your front man, he means a lot to me. All four of them mean a lot. But Luke is definitely somebody I've grown very close to, and, to be proud of every day. All four of them know at the end of the day, falling apart, I'm never going to leave their side. I'm always going to be there, no matter what. And not just as a fan, but as a friend as well. If they're having a tough time, I'm there to listen, and they know that. So I just appreciate our bond we have, and, it's going to keep going up from here on out, and yeah.
I love that. And if they're listening, I would love to interview you guys on my podcast at some point.
Yes, absolutely. Let Kayla interview you. It's awesome.
I've got some real fun questions prepped in the case that happens.
Yes. Oh, definitely.
All right, so
yes.
I've got closing remarks. Do you have any messages or statements that you would like to share with the general public, with the world? What is Lizzie's message to the world?
Keep being a son. Know that somebody cares about you, because I definitely care about you. I want you to keep being yourself, smiling. And I do feel like you are having a tough time. You do have a friend in me, and I'm always listen, no matter what. And there's no judgment.
That's so sweet. Lizzie is everybody's friend.
Yes, I try to be.
And that's what the world needs more of, is more people that are just everybody's friend.
I think these last couple of years, we've gone through a lot of stuff. Every day you always see something negative in the news. Let's change that. Let's bring some positivity in the news.
Yeah, for real. I started doing this thing a few years ago. This saying that's like, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Yes.
So I started doing the opposite, where if I have something kind to say, instead of being too awkward to approach someone, I'm like, I'm just gonna go compliment them, because why not?
Yeah. And that's what I try to do at work with the love notes too. I try to make sure everybody heard, I see you, I know you're working hard. Yes, yeah. Love that. I love that, and I'll keep doing that as well. So, yep. So see, it's kind of like, you cast the stone, and the ripples of, whether it be big or the pond or whatever, the ripples can be all everlasting.
Yeah, we're bringing kindness back in 2024.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Lizzie. This has been so fun.
Yes, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for having me, Kayla.
Of course. Well, I hope you have a great time at your Struts show.
You too.
Thank you.
Mine is July 30th.
Okay, I think mine is the 24th of July. Yeah, we got a while to go, but we'll stay in touch until then.
Yes, absolutely, Kayla. Absolutely. Have a friend in me.
Oh, totally. And same here for you.
So much.
All right, Lizzie, you have a good one, okay?
You. Bye.
All right, bye. That's all for today's episode, guys. Thank you so much for listening. As always, if you enjoyed this podcast, be sure to share it with a friend and reach out via DM if you'd like to buy one of our Morning Brew podcast stickers. We still have a few available. Be sure to follow Lizzie on all of her socials. I'm going to link them below, and I hope you'll tune in next time.